Have you ever felt so shattered by your past that even breathing felt like a battle? Like the ghosts of your mistakes are louder than the beat of your heart? That's where Nesta Archeron begins. She's not a warrior, not a chosen one. She's just a woman who's drowning in grief, in guilt, in rage. But let me tell you something surprising, that brokenness? It's about to become her fire. So picture this, the war is over. Fair's off doing high lady things with Rhys. The world is trying to stitch itself back together. But Nesta? She's spiraling. Remember when she was forced into the cauldron, turned into something more than human? That power, it didn't come with an instruction manual. And ever since then, she's been on a path of self-destruction. Drinking, isolating, pushing everyone away. Even her sisters. Even Cashin. Especially Cashin. Now here's what's fascinating. Cashin isn't just some background warrior. He's the general of the Night Court's armies, yes, but he's also the one who sees Nesta for who she could be, not just who she is now. There's a scene early on, you'll feel the tension like a live wire, where Fair and Rhys basically give Nesta an ultimatum. Train with Cashin at the House of Wind or be cut off. Nesta doesn't take threats well. But deep down, she knows she's already lost everything else. So she shows up. But this is where things get really interesting. The training isn't about swords or strength at first. It's about control. About choosing to show up even when your own reflection feels like an enemy. And Nesta? She fights it every step of the way. She hates the vulnerability. She hates needing help. But the house, this magical, sentient building that somehow senses her needs, it becomes her quiet ally. It gives her books, food, warmth, things no one else offers without judgment. And slowly, very slowly, Nesta starts letting herself exist again. Let's talk about the Valkyries. If there's one moment where your heart will feel like it's catching fire, it's when Nesta finds these women, survivors like her, broken in different ways but all aching to fight back. They start training together. They're clumsy, they're afraid, but they're relentless. And as they rise, Nesta rises with them. There's this one training scene where she finally nails a complex maneuver and Cashin. He doesn't say much, but the way he looks at her, it's not just pride. It's all. But don't be fooled into thinking this is just a redemption arc. There's danger brewing in the background. The dread trove, 3 ancient magical objects tied to the cauldron, are stirring again. One of them, the mask, has the power to raise the dead. And guess who can sense them? Nesta. Her connection to the cauldron isn't just trauma. It's a gift. Or a curse. Depends on how you look at it. Either way, Rhys and the Inner Circle want her to help find the trove before it falls into the wrong hands. But here's the twist. They don't trust her. Not really. Not yet. And Cashin? He's caught in the middle. His loyalty is to his court. But his heart? That's another story. Their chemistry is not the sweet, slow-burn type. It's volatile, full of tension and unspoken wounds. There's a moment, and I won't spoil it, but let's just say vulnerability cracks open between them like lightning splitting the sky. And for once, Nesta isn't just fighting others. She's fighting her own belief that she doesn't deserve love, that she's unworthy. And Cashin? He's not trying to fix her. He's just standing beside her. That might be the most radical kind of love there is. But let me tell you something that will surprise you even more. Nesta's Real battle isn't external. Sure, the war looms, the enemies gather, the magical artifacts hold world-breaking power. But the war inside Nesta? That's the storm you can't look away from. There's this one night she climbs the stairs of the House of Wind, 10,000 steps. Alone. Every step a scream. Every step a reckoning. When she gets to the top, she isn't triumphant. She's sobbing. And yet, she did it. That's the kind of strength this book shows you. Quite messy. And through it all, the bond with her Valkyrie sisters, Emery and Gwyn, deepens. They're not background characters. They're mirrors. Gwyn with her haunting past and soft resilience. Emery, tough as nails and just as scared. Together, they form something sacred. Not a friendship. A sisterhood. A new family built from scars. Now, what do you think happens when the people who doubted you suddenly need you to save them? When the power you feared becomes the only thing that stands between life and destruction, Nesta's journey takes her there. From shame to strength, from isolation to belonging. And the path? It's ugly. It's full of failure. But that's what makes it unforgettable. And let me just say, Sarah J. Maas doesn't write easy stories. She writes the kind that crawl under your skin, that whisper truths you didn't know you needed to hear. Nesta's arc isn't about becoming a hero. It's about becoming herself, owning her power, her pain, her right to take up space. So here's where everything starts to boil over. The dread trove isn't just a plot device. It's this looming metaphor for power that can't be caged. The mask, the harp, the crown, each object has its own horrifying magic, and together they could literally break the world. And guess who's the only one who can track them? Nesta. The woman they didn't trust. The woman they tried to sideline. Now she's their only hope. How's that for poetic justice? But power never comes without cost. The harp, for instance, doesn't just open physical doors, it opens any door. Even the ones inside you that should probably stay shut. When Nesta touches it, something inside her fractures, and then reforges. There's this moment where she plays the harp and time stops. Literally. And for the first time, she doesn't run from it. She owns it. Her body, her magic, her scars, they all become part of the same storm. Beautiful, terrifying, unstoppable. And just when you think she's reached her peak, the blood rite arrives. It's this ancient, brutal tradition where warriors are dropped into the wild without weapons, magic, or allies. It's meant to test everything, your strength, your will, your soul. Nesta, Gwyn, and Emery don't just enter it, they shatter every expectation. They're not supposed to survive. No one expects them to win. But by the end of it, they're not just fighters. They're Valkyries, reborn through fire and fury. Now, let's talk about that ending. Don't worry, no big spoilers here, but there's one moment that hits like a thunderclap. It's not about winning a battle or defeating a villain. It's about Nesta doing something she's never done before, choosing kindness, forgiving herself, giving. And the choice she makes, it's so raw, so selfless, it'll leave you breathless. Not because it's flashy or dramatic, but because it's real. Because it comes from pain and healing and love that took 700 pages to earn. And Cashin? He doesn't save her. She doesn't save him. They walk through hell together. There's something powerful about a love story that isn't built on perfection, but on patience. On the willingness to say, I see your darkness, and I'm not afraid of it. That's what their bond becomes. Not a fairy tale. A lifeline. Here's the twist most people miss. This isn't just Nesta's story. It's a mirror. For anyone who's ever felt too broken, too angry, too much. For anyone who's ever burned a bridge and wondered if it could be rebuilt. Sarah J. Maas didn't just write about fantasy battles and fey politics. She wrote about trauma. About clawing your way back from the edge and choosing, again and again, to live. And maybe that's the real magic of A Court of Silver Flames. Not the swords or spells or sentient houses, but the simple, breathtaking idea that no matter how far you fall, healing is possible. Not easy, not linear, but possible. So if you're expecting another fairy tale, this isn't it. But if you're ready for something messier, rawer, more human than anything else in the series, Nesta's story will stay with you long after the last page. Because sometimes, the fiercest flames come from the darkest ashes. And Nesta Archeron? She didn't rise like a phoenix. She forged herself in silver. Feel like you're meant for more, but don't know how to get there? You're not alone. Every success story starts with doubt and a spark. The Self-Made Millionaire, Zero to Wealth isn't just a book. It's your roadmap to purpose, confidence, and success, built on real lessons from real millionaires. One reader said, "It didn't feel like a book. It felt like my future talking to me." Inside, you'll find the exact mindset and principles used by the world's most successful people. No fluff, just real, life-changing wisdom. Ready to take the first step? Get it 100% free. Just subscribe and comment "book" below.